Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of Shomo, Cleckler, and Freeman.
Thank you, Jerome.
You're welcome.
Good day, everyone.
Good day, Your Honor.
Miss Shomo, you confess you had a weekend fling with a coworker while married to the defendant, Mr. Cleckler. Now, because you admit to being intimate with both men during the same 2-day period, you now say you have no idea who fathered your 11-month-old son, Theseus.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Cleckler, you argue Miss Shomo has already done this once before. And while you have doubts, you're hoping this baby is yours.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Freeman, you admit you are that co-worker and you're the second possible biological father. You state that if it's determined you are indeed the child's biological father, you want full custody.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Shomo, what made you stray from your marriage and possibly conceive 2 children outside of your relationship?
Your Honor, I was young. I was going through some difficulty, feeling unwanted by my husband, Mr. Cleckler, and I felt Mr. Freeman was giving me more attention than my husband was. I mean, we've been together for 10 years. His friends was more important at the time, and he just wanted to run around and not be a family man.
My friends always said I was with you. If we went somewhere with my friends, you was there.
That wasn't true. He had left me and the kids in the house, Your Honor, and went outside with his friends and just left us. At times I wanted to watch movies and spend time with him and go to the park. He didn't want to do that. He just wasn't showing me no affection. So yes, I felt like there was something more out there.
Mr. Cleckler, did you know about your wife's affair?
No, Your Honor, I did not know about the affair.
Nothing about it?
No, Your Honor. She was out late at night, 12, 1 o'clock with the kids. We already got 3 previous children, Your Honor. And I told her she's been doing this, like I said, for a while. I'm not gonna put up with it, so I packed my stuff and I left. And then later we got to talking on the phone and reconciled and
so
working it out.
You were having troubles,
Yes.
You kind of broke up for a minute, took a break, and got back together.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you had no idea?
No, Your Honor, she told me she was being completely faithful.
Your Honor, at that time, he also was seeing somebody as I
That's not true,
was.
Your Honor.
I want to talk about the time of conception. How did Mr. Freeman get in the picture?
Well, me and him were friends, Your Honor. You know, he just showed me more affection than my husband did, and it led to something else.
Mr. Freeman, when you met Miss Shomo, you knew she was a married woman?
Yes, Your Honor. And, you know, she was saying that he was cheating, you know what I'm saying, talking to other females or whatever. So, you know, so we started conversating and talking, and it went from there.
Your Honor.
And so when she got pregnant, did she tell you?
A couple of months in the pregnancy.
Okay. When did you find out, Mr. Cleckler?
A couple months into the pregnancy as well.
Did she tell you that there was another possible father?
No, Your Honor.
So after you told him, did you immediately tell him?
No, I completely shut him out of my life.
Yes.
I did. I was trying to do the right thing because, like I said, I'm young and I wasn't happy.
Your Honor, you can't use young as an excuse for everything. We're the same age. I don't have any other children by anybody else. You know, I'm not making the same mistakes. I do admit that I did do my dirt in the first couple years of our relationship and after our first child, but I gave her ample time to do the same thing that I did, Your Honor. Most men wouldn't do that, but she took it beyond. I never brought a child into the relationship. She didn't even respect our marriage, Your Honor. We are legally married. She didn't even respect it.
And what's that, a copy of
Our marriage license.
Jerome, let me see that.
Luckily, he did not have children with somebody else.
We was together from high school. 3 months after we started dating, she had gotten pregnant. We had a daughter. Like I said, I was doing my dirt. She decided she didn't want to be with me anymore. She started seeing somebody else. That was a reality check for me, Your Honor. It let me know that, hey, I lost something. I really want this person back.
Your Honor, this would have never came down to this if he didn't cheat on me with his best friend's aunt.
Really?
It completely ruined my life till this day.
I said I did my dirt.
It's because of him is why we are in this position now. And did I meant to do this to him? No, I did not. Did I want to be with him through the 10 years? No, I did not. It was the fact for my girls, I am with him. But
And
like,
really seems like this is hurting you as you're speaking. Where's the pain coming from?
I was in love, and he cheated on me. I mean, all my love was to him. I didn't want nobody but him, but when he cheated on me with his best friend's aunt, that broke me, because I didn't do nothing. All I did was stay home and take care of him. All he wanted in the beginning was his friends.
Your Honor,
So I grew separable. Yes, I didn't. Who doesn't make mistakes? I made a mistake.
So basically, you cheated out of hurt and revenge.
I was moving on. And when I married him, he was the only man I wanted to marry in this lifetime.
So you were pregnant,
Yes.
and you believed your husband was a father.
Yes, Your Honor.
So when the baby was born, were you just a happy family?
I was, because I thought God finally blessed me with a child who looked like me. My girls look completely like him, but my boys look just like me. So yes, I was blessed to have a son who looked like me. And with with Mr. Cleckler, I really thought he was his.
You really believed it.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. So, Ms. Shomo, in the first stages of your son's life, his beautiful brown skin and hair, and I can see that when you had him, you said, he looks like me,
Yes.
Native American. I can
Yes, Your
see
Honor.
this in him.
Yes.
And then as he got older, you just didn't see Mr. Cleckler in him.
Right.
One thing I read is that in the court papers, you said that Mr. Freeman and you used protection when you all were together.
Yes.
You did.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
And yet, was it even more surprising to you when you started to see or feel like he was looking like Mr. Freeman because you all used protection?
Yes, Your Honor. But within that, Mr. Freeman wanted a baby with me, and he had told me that he had wanted a baby
It wasn't like that.
And he said he was going to get me pregnant one way or another.
Not like that. No, Your Honor. It
So,
wasn't
yes, we
like
did
that. I
use
said
a
I would love
condom.
to have a baby by you, which she was married at the time. I wasn't just gonna ditch a baby off in her like that. The condom bust, you know. Hey, I
He
can't do nothing about it, you know.
smirked about it after
I ain't
it
smirked.
busted.
So
Come
are
on.
you suggesting that
Look
he
at my face.
planned that?
No.
Yes, Your Honor, I kind of do. Because I told him repeatedly I did not want a child. I was not ready.
No, I ain't playing that.
When the baby was born, did you think anything more about Mr. Freeman?
Not until Theseus was getting a little older. I seen difference in him. And I wanted to tell Mr. Freeman because there's a possibility that it is his son, and I don't want to take no life from him with his son.
So once Theseus got older, you began to see what his features change,
Yes, Your Honor.
and you began to think he could be Mr. Freeman's child.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, was Mr. Cleckler noticing those changes as well?
Yes.
And it was a source of discontentment in your home?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was seeing me and Mr. Cleckler separating a little bit. We wasn't so close because he would come to me and be like, you know, he's getting darker, he's looking different, and I felt so much guilt in myself. And I was like, you know, I have to get this done. For my son, I have to get this done because I can't have no more guilt on me. I know I made the mistakes, but I know I'm trying to change it before my son gets old enough to where he don't have a father.
So when you approached Mr. Freeman, how did you get back in contact with him to let him know? Because you said you had shut him out of your life.
He just came and saw him one day while I was walking. He walked up to me and he was like, so this is little man right here. And I was like, yes. And he was like, you know what? He kind of looks like me, but I didn't know if he was joking or whatever, but I was like, in a way he does.
And so, Mr. Freeman, when you saw Theseus, immediately you felt like he looked like you?
I mean, right off top, I ain't gonna lie. He didn't too much look like me because he was looking more like her. But as he was starting to grow and grow, he was starting to look like me, you know. So when he was getting older, he was just looking like me to me. That's what I think.
Mr. Cleckler, when Theseus was born, you were at the hospital.
Yes, Your Honor.
When you saw the baby when he was born, did you think, oh, he just looks like my wife? Or
Yes,
did
Your
you
Honor.
immediately have a doubt?
No, Your Honor. I had been teased at work by my coworkers. They would tell me that he was gonna come out with curly hair, or that's what they say to me. You know, they tease me.
So they were teasing you.
And you know, after she left, they kind of got a little bit more serious about it. And I just, you know, my wife had told me that she hadn't messed with nobody, so I believed my wife. I mean, before I had a little doubt, and I would ask her like late at night, if you just tell me, I won't make no deal out of it. Just be honest with me. Mm-hmm. And she would cry, and she would ask me, why you talk to me like this? Why you make me feel bad? And I felt stupid. I felt real dumb. And I felt like I was hurting my wife. Because, you know, I'm asking her these questions, and what if she's really being honest with me? Mm-hmm. You know, I know what wedge I'm driving there, but I have to ask.
But your
I feel
gut was
obligated.
just telling you you needed to ask the questions.
Yes, Your Honor. And so at a certain point, I let it go. I believed it 100%. It wasn't until she left me that I didn't, you know, I found out he could be somebody else's.
So it wasn't until that time?
No, not even whenever, you know, they're cleaning him up and they're saying skin color, and I'm a nosy person. I just asked all types of questions.
I can tell. I'm just teasing.
And,
I am too, so don't feel bad.
So they said something about his color, and they said it was, I said, what's wrong with his color? They said it's off a little bit, and I asked all that stuff on his back, what is that? Because it wasn't on my other babies, and they said it was Mongolian spots, which is common in Native Americans, Mongolians, Asians, and blacks. And I said, well, you know, I wasn't thinking anything because I'm Native, she's Native.
Right.
You know, all of our family, there's at least one dark person in the family.
Absolutely.
So
Your Honor, I have Mississippi Choctaw in my family too, and their skin is dark, and they
Yes.
have curly hair.
So, first of all, I want to say to you, you made a joke about yourself and said you're nosy because you asked a bunch of questions, but the truth is you just being a dad in that delivery room, because that's what fathers do. Your baby comes out, they're talking about your baby, you want to know what's going on. And coming from a person that also asks a lot of questions, I do too, that's a good thing. And don't ever stop doing that.
Yes,
but I
ma'am.
can understand when you're hearing these things, your mind is processing it all. Like, well, I'm Native and she's Native, and you know, well, okay, this still matches up. So even though I got this little funny gut feeling and I got these questions in the back of my mind, this is still adding up to where I believe I'm this child's father. You're married, so you were presumed to be the father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Understood. And so, Mr. Freeman, now one thing you said in the beginning of this case is you said you want full custody.
Yes, I would love to have full custody of him. I mean, I ain't saying I'm just trying to take him away from him. She can see him all she wants. You know, I never do that. You know, I just want to have him in my life.
Well, I'll tell you what, the only way we're all going to move forward, all of you, is to have the results. And I think we're ready. Ready?
Yes, we are.
Here you go.
Thank you. Before I read the results, I want to ask you, Mr. Cleckler, what are you hoping for today?
If he's mine, you know, I'm just gonna take care of him like I do my other kids. It's not gonna change either way how I treat the kid. It's just gonna change financial-wise. That way I can provide for my girls. I got 2 little girls that's his brother. He got another little boy that's his brother. I've been in all their lives. They know me. I'm not gonna treat any of the kids any different.
Do you want to repair your relationship with your wife?
I would love to, Your Honor, but oil and water don't mix. They just don't. They just don't mix.
Would you describe both of you as oil and water? Ms. Shomo?
I just really don't want nothing to do with him, but him be there for his girls, Your Honor. I don't
Oil
want
and
nothing to do with him at all.
Oil and water.
Just like what Mr. Freeman said, I didn't have a father in my life at all. And I want him to have his daddy. That's all I want.
Mr. Freeman, what are your hopes?
I mean, if he minds, I'm gonna do what I got to do, take care of him, you know, raise him to be a better man, you know, make sure he have the things I ain't have, you know, just do what I got to do, be a father.
All right. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Shomo v. Cleckler, Freeman, pertaining to whether Mr. Cleckler or Mr. Freeman is the father of 11-month-old Theseus. It has been determined that the biological father is... Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. In the case of Shomo v. Cleckler, Freeman, pertaining to whether Mr. Cleckler or Mr. Freeman is the father of 11-month-old Theseus, it has been determined that the biological father is Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
Congratulations, y'all.
So appreciate it. Do what I got to do.
Thank you.
That's all I got to say.
I'm really relieved because my son needs a father in his life.
And he deserves that.
He deserves it. He really does.
How do you feel, Mr. Freeman?
Feel good about it, you know. I'm gonna do what I got to do, like I said. Take care of him, raise him.
And he's counting on you.
Yes, ma'am.
You all have a lot of talking and a lot of discussing to do to figure out what's best for him, because ultimately that's what this court is about. Mr. Cleckler, how are you feeling? Are you relieved? Are you glad you know the truth?
I'm a little sad, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just glad everybody knows the truth.
Good. Well, I'm glad that you all know the truth. The most important thing is that Theseus has his daddy.
Yes.
And we want you to be there for him, all right?
Yes.
The court's going to provide some resources to you all to help you sort through this and process this all, but I hope you are better having found out the truth.
Yes, Your
Good
Honor.
luck to everyone.
Thank you.
Court is adjourned.
I'm a little relieved that everybody knows the truth.
I'm just a happy father, you know. He look like me, you know. He got his daddy.
This is what I want my son to have right here. That's all, just love. Just love from daddy. That's it.